Hello, beautiful souls. I'm so excited to be back here again for another chit chat with you guys. Today, I kind of spontaneously decided to share with you guys my 36-hour water fasting experience. So I'm going to actually change that to a liquid fasting. We were gonna do just water, but we ended up changing it and having about 2 cups of tea and about 32 ounces of juice from a local juice bar. Kind of, I would say by 4 p.m., or actually by like 1:30 p.m., we were ready for some juice and we found the closest fresh juice place. So we went to get some beet juice with like ginger and what else was in there? Kale, apple, celery, I think. But let's get right into it. Okay, so why did I even choose to do a water fast? Coming from me, this was a big deal. I am a huge foodie. I love food, like your girl loves food. So I figured that it was gonna be pretty challenging, and it was. We actually tried to do a 2-day water fast starting on Saturday morning this past weekend. And so we started off pretty strong, I would say, but I will say that I woke up with a headache from the get-go. I don't know why, but I woke up with a headache and it did not go away. It got worse. And I was like, is this because I'm not eating? What did I do the day before? I wasn't sure, but I had a headache and I knew that that was gonna make it more challenging. I knew that was gonna make me just wanna lie around and do nothing, which is essentially I wanted to rest because you are supposed to rest during a water fast. But I wanted to sit up and meditate. I wanted to paint and draw and journal and read and maybe even go for a walk. But I swear I didn't feel like doing any of those things. So on the first day, instead of doing any of those things, we decided to pretty much just lounge on the couch and binge watch Netflix and YouTube and Hulu and all of those things, which is not at all what I wanted to do. Because from the get-go, I set the intention of going into this water fast, not necessarily for physical benefits, although those are a plus, but my original goal and intention was to be clear-headed after coming out of that was my goal for this water fast, and I really did it for the spiritual benefits more than anything. I've heard a lot of wonderful things about doing short water fasts to kind of just reset the body, clear your mind, and strip any toxins and get rid of any toxins that you may have been holding on to. One video I watched, I will try to find it and link it in the caption below, but it's essentially like an oil change for your body. It's a reset. You are completely resetting your body. You are ridding yourself of toxins, so on and so forth. So I did it for the spiritual benefits from the get-go, but it rolled around about 4 p.m., 3:30, 4 p.m. on the first day, and we couldn't take it anymore. We caved and we started making some food. And I will say we went a bit overboard on the amount of food that we were consuming. Well, it wasn't really that much food. It was just kind of a lot of food in a short period of time. So we had one of our black bean burgers with like lettuce and tomato. And then we had our oatmeal because we're like, we skipped breakfast. We should have oatmeal now. So we had oatmeal and tea. And then we made a whole food plant-based, so it was healthy, a whole food plant-based mango upside down cake. And we had like 1 piece of that. So I can say we definitely didn't go about it the best way. But we were talking and talking about it, me and my fiance, when I say we, and we're like going through and reflecting on how we could have done this better, how it could have been more beneficial to us. So we made the conscious decision to try it again on Sunday. And instead of doing what we did, like lounging around, watching TV, and kind of not doing the beneficial activities that we wanted to do that would essentially give us that feeling of clear-headedness and benefit, we decided to just rest and take it really, really easy based off of what our body was kind of telling us. So we even said, like, let's take a nap if we feel like we need to take a nap. Let's go get juice if we feel like our body is going to benefit from that. Let's try to meditate more. Let's stretch and just take it really easy and make it technology free for the most part. So for the most part, we stayed true to those intentions. So we did it again on Sunday. I woke up with no headache at all, which I was very, very happy about. And throughout the entire day, I may have gotten like a very small headache, but overall, I didn't get a headache. We got juice, I said, around 1 p.m. or so. That was a really good boost. We kind of stretched it out because it was 32 ounces. So we stretched it out over, I would say, like 4 or 5 hours. After getting juice, after drinking the first part of it, we did decide to take a nap. That was extremely, extremely beneficial. It was right around the time where I started feeling a bit of a headache. So kind of taking an hour-long nap in the middle of the day really gave us like more energy, more alertness for the rest of the day. So we were actually able to be more productive. I woke up and started drawing. We meditated more. We stretched some. We did incorporate in a little technology. I did a business call. But other than that, we just took it really, really easy. Since we did decide to incorporate in juice, we decided to incorporate in some more liquids that are beneficial to us, which we chose to incorporate in some tea. So our personal brand of Elevated Chai, I'll put the Instagram handle at Elevated Chai down below. So we had some elevated chai with about a splash of oat milk, and then before bed we had another thing of not chai, but we had some puka relaxed tea with chamomile and marshmallow root and lemongrass, I believe, with another splash of oat milk and a little bit of date syrup. But other than that, that is all we consumed for 36 hours. We made it until 9 a.m. the next day. And on Saturday night, we stopped consuming at about 9 p.m. So yeah, 36 hours. Of course, some of that time was us sleeping. But I will say we woke up around 7:30 or 7 a.m. And we didn't go to bed until about 10 p.m. I would say last night, and then we woke up at 7. So you can kind of do the math on that at about the time that we were sleeping. Now for the benefits, I will say you would probably see maybe deeper benefits if you did it, if you felt your body could handle it for longer than a day, or even benefiting just from a liquid fast like we did, like a juice fast. Something I haven't done other than yesterday, but that's something that I want to explore in the future. Water fasting can be dangerous for the body. You really, really need to go into it with positive, powerful intention. So not just going into it to lose the weight, but really going into it for spiritual benefits or clear-headedness or loss of anxiety, kind of calming and grounding intentions. Because if you're going into it for the wrong reasons, it can be very, very dangerous. So I want to emphasize that. I should have emphasized that at the beginning, but yeah, that's all I want to say about that. Now for the amount of weight that I lost, I will say it's kind of hard to tell because before the fast, I weighed myself after I had eaten. But at that point, I'm totally going to be upfront with you guys. I'm just going to share my weight because I don't have any insecurities around that. But I weighed 143 pounds before starting the fast. And by the end of the fast, the last time I weighed myself was 138.5. So, give or take, what is that? 5.5 pounds or so. Again, I weighed myself after eating. So if I would have weighed myself before eating, I was probably like maybe 141 or 140. It's hard to say. But the average is losing about 1 pound of weight, whether that be in fat or muscle mass. I'm not sure, of course, but that is the average for water fasting. There are people that do it for a lot longer than a day, but I definitely recommend, if this feels something that you feel called to do, to just start with one day. Maybe even just start with a juice fast, because it is very challenging, especially if you're used to regularly feeding yourself like every few hours, which is typically most days what I do. I think the longest before this fast has happened, the longest I'd been without eating was maybe 12 hours if I was like stuck at work and didn't bring any food or something in the past. So it is very challenging depending on who you are. And the video that I will link down below talks about how we all have different body types, and this has to do with Ayurveda and Ayurvedic medicine, which is an ancient practice in medicine that's been around for hundreds of years. But we all have different body types, and some people really cannot handle fasting. Everybody can survive after one day of water fasting, but after that it can get extremely dangerous, extremely uncomfortable, and unpredictable. So I want to emphasize that here at the end. I think I covered about everything that I wanted to cover. I definitely want to end this off on saying that I do actually think that I will be incorporating this in more into my life. So more than likely I might do a fast a month, a fast every other month, from anywhere from 1 to 3 days. I don't think I will go past that 3-day mark. I don't even know if I will make it to that 3-day mark. I'm always will go into it with a positive intention of listening to my body, tapping into my intuition. And if you ever feel like you're forcing yourself, or if I ever feel like I'm forcing myself, I will stop. And I recommend you to do the same. Really don't do this unless you're called to do it. I just wanted to share my personal experience with it. I did gain a lot of benefit, felt a lot clearer, and I will say it gave me a newfound appreciation for food. I thought I loved it before, I love it even more now. But I will say, going back into breaking my fast, we just had our normal bowl of oatmeal in the morning, but I was a lot more mindful when I was eating. I was eating a lot more slower. And I will say that I didn't even feel like I needed to like scarf my food down, like I was that hungry. It was a very natural state of being. You hit a point in your fasting where you're kind of not hungry anymore. And if you've fasted before, you know what I'm talking about. So it's really important to go back in very mindfully with what you're consuming. So I think I'm gonna end it there. If you guys have any other questions, please leave them in the comments down below, or you can reach out to me personally, and I will definitely respond back to you as quickly as possible. This is the first of many videos like this. Not that I'm gonna be fasting all the time, but definitely always planning on sharing my journey with you guys, and as long as it feels right to me, because I don't wanna ever feel like I'm sharing something too soon, or sharing something with you guys that isn't aligned in the time that I'm sharing it. But yeah, let me know if you enjoyed this video, if you want to see more videos like this one, me sharing my journey. Give this video a big like, a big thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel. I post weekly on either Tuesdays or Wednesdays or Mondays. I don't have a set schedule, but I'll be here weekly for you guys. I love you so much. You are all divine beings, and I hope that you are loving your life and loving yourself no matter what. Namaste. Okay, so one major thing that I forgot to include, guys, I didn't plan this out, this is totally my style, is that the kind of water that I was drinking. So I was drinking 9.5 pH Kangen water all day long. set the goal of drinking about a gallon. So I would say I drink about a gallon of water, 32 ounces of juice, and then I also drank about 2 12-ounce cups of tea. So yeah, a lot of liquid. Plan to pee a lot if you do ever try this, because I was peeing nonstop. And also keep in mind, just FYI, you're digesting the food from the day before. So on your first day, you are still going to have bowel movements because you're digesting the day before. I even still was having them this morning before I went ahead and ate my first meal. So it just depends on your body on how fast you're digesting the food that you've consumed. But if you are doing it for more than a day, you would probably stop around the second day, more than likely. Some people that do it longer, once again, not recommending, but you will completely stop bowel movements, and hemorrhoids can be a bit of an issue when it comes to water fasting because you aren't pooping. And then when you start again, it's a lot for your body. So I wanted to throw that in there, that I was drinking 9.5 Kangen. It is the most alkalizing and healing water. So I'm so happy that I have access to a machine in my own home connected to my tap. I am also a Kangen water distributor, not meaning for a plug, but if you are interested, I am more than happy to share information on this water and the business behind it, because it's done so much for my body. All right, guys, thanks for staying and watching and tuning in. So much love.